A Lord of the Rings movie and a Marvel Comics movie both bombed in theaters this weekend, but one is going to lose way more money. If you weren't aware of Kraven the Hunter and The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim, I wouldn't blame you. They played in more than 5,000 theaters collectively, but are having very little impact. Kraven the Hunter is Sony's possibly final Spider-Man villain spin-off movie, while The War of the Rohirrim is an anime adaptation of a relatively minor Tolkien story set 200 years before The Hobbit. Their box office was bleak. Kraven made just $11 million this weekend domestic, making it the lowest opening ever for a Sony-produced Marvel movie. Even Madam Web did better with a $15.3 million opening in the US back in February, while The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim did even worse, grossing $4.6 million total domestic. But let's put worse in quotes, because the stakes were actually a lot lower for the Lord of the Rings film. This animated movie was made on a somewhat modest budget of $30 million. It might not break even in theaters, but with that budget, it isn't a huge loss for Warner Brothers. Also, there's been some speculation that Warner Brothers only made this movie to maintain its partial rights to The Lord of the Rings. Meanwhile, Sony spent $110 million to make Kraven the Hunter. Conventional wisdom states that movies have to gross twice their cost to break even, and there's just no way that Kraven breaks $200 million at the box office. Madam Web topped out at $100 million, and Kraven is doing worse so far, so I'd say Sony is looking at least at a $100 million loss.